What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LTQ Wrestling Podcast. I am BDJ. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw and one of the big segments from the show, Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Obviously, the main event was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez against Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton. The match ends. They tease another cash in, which I don't think the crowd really believed it. I mean, WWE's had a tendency, and they did this with Priest as well, where they just tease a cash in so often that the audience is not really getting into it as much as they would if you teased it like once a month or once every 2 months. It just feels like every week now they're teasing Tiffany Stratton cashing in. And we all know she's going to cash in on Nia Jax. I mean, it's just obvious. Like, Liv, she's laying in the ring. The ref's sitting there looking like an idiot, like, oh, you want to cash in? And then Dom comes out and pulls Liv out of the ring. The crowd boos. But I think most of the fans are just burnt out. And this is one complaint I have with the Triple H era is that the Money in the Bank holders have not really been booked that well, and they weren't really booked great under Vince either. But sometimes he makes them look like idiots, and sometimes he makes them seem like they don't know how a cash in works. And by the way, if you guys see live, that's my TV in the background. I got the Bulls game on as well. So, but they just don't really have logic with it sometimes. I get it. They don't want to do the obvious where they have Tiffany, cash in on Nia right away and do all that. So they're trying to teasing it. But sometimes you can overdo teases. And I feel like the Triple H regime has really not done well with the teases with the Money in the Bank. So we'll have to see how they do with that going forward. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes and Gunther's face-to-face segment they had during the show. Obviously, they're teasing, or not teasing, but they're building up their Crown Jewel match. And I'm, for one, excited for that match. I think it's going to be a banger. It's a match I've always wanted to see. I do always love the champion versus champion matches where the champions go face-to-face. Who's the better champion? All that. So Cody comes out. They're in St. Louis. And I'm going to paraphrase a lot here, but he's talking about the history and how he loves the history of wrestling. There's been a lot of history in St. Louis when it comes to wrestling. And it was really the start of his journey to winning the championship where he, beat Roman Reigns and everything. And the We Want Cody chant started in St. Louis when that whole We Want Cody movement started. So he thanked the fans for that. And then he went on to say, so what do you guys want to talk about? And out comes Gunther. And Gunther, obviously he's a great heel. His English has improved a lot. He talks about how he actually respects Cody. And he respects Cody carrying the company on his back and being that guy to really help get wrestling back to where it needs to be. And Gunther doesn't respect a lot of people in this business, but Cody's one of them. And he gave Cody a lot of flowers, which is good for Gunther. But there's also a little twist. He said, you are a friend to everyone, and someone who is a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. Along those lines was his quote. And he said, I see why Kevin Owens turned his back on you. You're not a real friend and all that. And that got Cody pretty wired up, I should say. And Gunther also called him the secondary world champion, that Gunther is the top champion in this company. He's going to prove it at Crown Jewel when he beats Cody Rhodes one-on-one. And Cody says, you've beaten a lot of big names, but you have a weakness. And when your opponents keep getting back up, you show that you get irritated. You show a weakness, and you haven't faced me. I dethroned the greatest champion of all time at WrestleMania. I have faced way better opponents than you. And, Cody went at him. He said, listen, you haven't stepped one-on-one with me yet in a one-on-one match, and I will show you what I'm all about. And that got me sold on this match. I was already sold on this match, but this segment already got me like 100 times more sold because I love when they have segments like this where the champions are going face-to-face and they're talking their smack to one another and who's the better champion and who's going to walk out. But the thing is with me, I don't know who the hell is going to win this match. I mean, I really don't. Gunther and Cody Rhodes, like those are two guys who rarely, take pins. They just don't. And if I had to put money on who I see winning, even though I don't really know, like I said, who I see winning, I would probably see them most likely going with Gunther. But we'll have to see. Because, I mean, Cody has been booked as the Cena of this generation to this point. He rarely loses. He's always looking strong. And for me, this match, all I'm asking for is a back and forth brawl, just a fantastic wrestling match. We saw how they're not even really a match, but they went one-on-one in the Rumble when Cody won the Rumble, and they went like 15 minutes, and it was one of the greatest back and forths to end a Rumble I've ever seen. Like, it was just amazing. So I hope it's something along those lines. Champion versus champion matches should be, to me, 20 to 25 minutes. both these guys putting it all on the line. I'm not saying they got to have a 5-star classic, but, you know, prove why you're the better champion. And I think both these guys are capable of doing that. Obviously, they're both fantastic in the ring. And I'm just looking for an all-out war. So what do you guys think of this segment? Who do you guys think is going to win between Cody Rhodes and Gunther? Let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Peace.